Well, on Sunday, we learnt that Daniel Andrews' COVID curfew was not based on any expert health advice whatsoever. It wasn't even their idea, much less their recommendation. We found this out, of course, thanks to emails obtained by the Victorian opposition, thanks to a FOI. Now, we know that it was Dan Andrews and his cabinet who decided to lock up 5 million Victorians during the hours of 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. for goodness knows. I mean, this was in 2020 as well as 2021. If you're in Victoria, I'm sure you remember it well. Now, the only person left serving in the Labor Party that was on that cabinet is a woman by the name of now Premier Jacinta Allan. So when the press got to talk to her today, they weren't going to miss out on the opportunity to ask her, what the heck were you guys thinking, lady?
COVID curfew was introduced in 2020 wasn't based on health advice and was instead a decision that was made by Cabinet. Why did Cabinet make that decision to introduce the curfew?
Well, let's reflecting back on that period of time, and I know it was a tough time for so many Victorians.
So who made the decision? Was it Daniel Andrews who made the decision to introduce the curfew?
As part of that process, working with public health officials on this particular matter, the advice from the public health officials, from the then Chief Health Officer, was look at doing what needed to be done to limit movement.
Except that they never recommended that by limiting movement, you would introduce a curfew that required people to have a permit to leave their own homes. For crying out loud, woman. Of course, that was just more obfuscation. She didn't actually make herself accountable for the decision that was made that affected millions of Victorians over the course of 2 years. It's just more of nothing from this woman. Can we fast forward to the election? Because I'm sure that we are finally going to see the back of Labor's rule and reign in the state of Victoria.
I wouldn't be too sure about that, because depending on how things go in the federal election, they'll circle on Jacinta Allan and punt her and put Ben Carroll in the seat in the hopes that that'll save them. And something tells me it may well actually do it, which would be a disgrace. But Jacinta Allan being the last person left, and there were 7 of them on this crisis cabinet, 6 of them, including the former Premier, Daniel Andrews, are no longer in politics. What does that tell you about how they feel about how things went down and the fact that they could see the writing on the wall? So you've only got one left in Jacinta Allan, and she refuses to front up. I mean, this came out on Sunday in the Sunday Herald Sun. And the work that David Davis did, I mean, he's been fighting for 4.5 years to get hold of these documents through the courts, the tribunals, whatever. The government has tried their darndest to stop this stuff coming out, but he was like a dog with a bone, and thank God for that. He's done excellent work on this count. But this came out on Sunday. Today is Wednesday. It's the first time that Jacinta Allan has fronted the cameras since this story came out. So she's had plenty of time to come up with an answer,
to get ready,
to tell the press, and she could not give a straight answer as to who made the decision or why the decision was made. I mean, she should fall on her sword. She's the only one left. She should be able to tell us exactly what happened in that room. There's a reason she doesn't want to tell us exactly what happened in that room, because if we knew how the sausage was made, we would be outraged. Some people certainly already are, but they're trying to protect their own bums. It's as simple as that.
And this is why a royal commission into what happened during the pandemic is so essential, so that people like Jacinta Allan and Dan Andrews, who's left politics, as Caleb pointed out, and others, are compelled to answer these questions rather than obfuscate.